All right, so this is a quick case study on how we used GraphRAG.me to really solve a big problem in one of our businesses. It was honestly, it's something that really exploded our customer retention like crazy. I remember our conversion rates like doubled, and it just seemed like it just happened overnight. The entire API at GraphRAG.me is actually a spin-off of some back-end infrastructure we had made for the business. SFR Beats had actually been around for 25 years, so we amassed like this massive catalog of tracks, but they were all like different tracks. Some of the tracks were rock, some of the tracks were hip hop, and imagine a country artist coming in, they get bombarded with a bunch of rap trap music. You know, they're turned off by that. So it's a huge problem as far as customer retention. You know, we realized without a solid recommendation system, we were gonna have these huge drop-offs of customer retention. Like 90% of the people that came to our site, they would not come back to buy anymore. We actually did research. We was like, hey, why aren't you coming back to buy new tracks? They was like, well, we can't find the style. And they would see all these, you know, plethora of tracks, but they're not finding the style that's for them specifically. And also today, no one's gonna spend 20 minutes to type in keywords and you know, and search the way people used to when you have AI personalization, like Amazon, for example. Like when you go to the front page, it knows exactly what you want, when you want it, and it's catered specifically to you. So it took about 3 years really to develop a complete back-end system that would solve this problem. We're just using all the user data that we have, important events like what they listen to, what they download, what they purchase, and then we use KNN algorithms, collaborative filtering to spit out basically a simple array of recommendations. It's really as simple as one API call. And the important thing is we needed the recommendation to be moment by moment. Like if they do the same thing a week later, it's going to change. And that's because the system is designed to account for all the variables. Different events, what time of the year it is, all kinds of data points that it looks at to amass just this simple array of recommendations. You can actually see the GraphRAG API at work now. If you go to SFR Beats and you click on the title of one of the tracks, you can listen to that track, and then up underneath that track will be a list that sounds similar to those beats, and it's delivered instantly, right? That's the important thing. It's lightning fast. When you go to the page, in a matter of milliseconds, you have a list of tracks that it has pulled from 10,000 items that are most closely related. And that same system also pulls in the recommendation list per user. So when a different user goes to the front page, they see tracks that are specifically for them, simply by supplying the API a user ID. Our numbers have gone crazy through the roof. We keep track of stuff monthly, and we're seeing like profit margins increasing by 20%. So like from 30% up to 50% after putting the system in. Conversion rates doubled, and most importantly, our customer retention went through the roof. We're now having 80% of our customers buying more. So, you know, imagine what that's doing to our customer acquisition costs and all the marketing that we used to spend just to get a new customer. You know, it costs more to get a new customer, as a lot of people understand, than it is to keep an existing one. And having this recommendation system from GraphRAG.me has just been, you know, a huge blessing for our business. You know, we had to spend another year bulletproofing the system against bot attacks, you know, putting rate limiters in, and just all the stuff that you go through having a live system online that you may not account for before you actually put it out there. So we made sure all that stuff was in. It's rock solid, it's bulletproof, it's resilient, it's going to stay online. Importantly, you know, uptime is critical. And after a year of that, we now have a separate system called GraphRAG.me, and it's the simple API where you just feed it user data and like user events moment by moment, and then you ask it what's the recommendation per user ID, and it just gives you the array. It's dead simple. If you're a developer or a business owner and you're looking for that real user personalization that's gonna just skyrocket your business, I suggest you give GraphRAG.me a try.